I'm Marcus, this is Nate, we're from CATO, and this is how we would use the battle board to transition from an officer response into a sergeant or patrol supervisor that arrives and brings additional resources. So in this case, we're in pursuit of a robbery suspect who is armed. I was a patrol officer. We chased the suspect down Amethyst here. He crashed right here where this parked car is, and he ran towards these 4 houses. I have myself and 4 other officers on scene. The patrol officer that was chasing him stopped here and set up a perimeter, and the other patrol officer stopped here. The next 2 officers immediately went here. The biggest concern we have is that he's armed. We know he didn't get out of there, but in the past we know that he has ran into this field. It makes it very difficult to catch him. So they've really focused on this area to make sure he didn't go that way. Other than that, I don't have any additional resources.
So after I've been briefed and spoke with Marcus about what he has set up, I'll take this information, transition over to a command post. I'm going to set my command post up in the area of, we'll call it this intersection here of Crystal and Lapis. This is also where I'm going to bring in medics in case we end up having to use force or something occurs while trying to take this suspect into custody. So we'll stage fire a medics over here. We'll designate them in red. And I know that they're there with me. In this scenario, we have a large area, but we're going to break it down incrementally. We have 8 yards that we need to search. So systematically with the battle board, we're able to do that. We're able to designate 2415 Amethyst as maybe the first location that we're going to search. So we'll start at 2415 and we'll search this backyard we'll start with 2 teams, 1 team on Amethyst, 1 team on Turquoise, and we could designate them just for simplicity, Team 1 and Team 2. So ultimately we're going to end up systematically searching this, but before we do that, we want to get some situational awareness set up on this battle board here. So an incident commander right now, that's me. I'm running this incident as the incident commander. I'm also running tactical command. This incident hasn't gotten big enough yet to where we're transitioning it to maybe somebody else. Our mission is to search for and locate this suspect. As we go from there, we have rules of engagement that obviously include our standard use of force policies. We've already talked about medical that's staged. We can move on from that. Victims, as we contact or we research these backyards, we're going to be able to call out each residence that we use, and we're going to be able to mark them off as been contacted, and we ensure that they're in a safe location. We'll get our canines there, less lethal. Basically, we're going to run through this board, make sure that we have all resources, and this is a checklist for us so that we don't lose anything or we don't forget anything while we're systematically planning to tactically solve this problem. So if we move forward in this incident and we clear 2415 with Team 1, we can now mark this incident off. Maybe I grab a different color, a different pen or marker, and we can mark this off. And we say, hey, now we know that's clear. We move to the second location. That's going to be the 2362 Amethyst. We clear this. So we're systematically clearing this way, and that allows us to have good control over the incident. We're not causing any friction or lack of communication or anything like that between the 2 teams. And then once that's done, for example, let's say we contacted and located our suspect in this location here, and he's been taken into custody. There's obviously investigation that needs to take place after. So at that point, we would be able to call our detectives in or investigation unit in after we ensure all of our people are safe, that there's not any medical needs that need to be cared for regarding the suspect or our officers. And then we could talk to our investigative unit and say, hey, here's the search pattern that we used. There's possible evidence that has been dispersed throughout the searching area, and we can maintain some sort of crime scene control, still using the battle board, while investigations are able to locate, mark, and seize and collect any evidence.
So as an investigator, I can coordinate the search with detectives, evidence collection personnel, and I can actually document it on the battle board. Here's where the crash scene, here's who processed that, here's where we found a weapon, we found evidence of the crime, here's where the suspect was taken into custody, damaged property, etc. I can coordinate that with investigators using the exact same board. And when we're done, we can use the overlay battle board provides, tear that off and use that as our documentation. We can take photos. We can easily wipe it off and start again as we progress through the call and different people take over their portions of the investigation.